All right, welcome everyone. My name is Nick Hershey. I'm one of the branch managers here at the Mortgage Calculator, and we are a branch that does things very differently. So what I'd like to do today is present a little bit about what makes us different. I have my partner here, Kyle, also my brother, who will do a presentation on more of the technology that makes us different. And then also our partner, Jose, will be joining in a little bit, who has 26 years of experience being a mortgage loan officer, who can talk a little bit more about the experience part of it. So first, let me get into the screen sharing here. You guys can see the join page. Most of you guys have probably joined this call from this page, so you should be familiar, but let me just go through it and explain a little bit more about the bullet points and what makes us different here. So basically, one of the things that probably attracted most of you guys is the high compensation. We have up to 300 basis points compensation, which is pretty much unheard of, but that's because we've partnered with a great parent company that is one of the top 10 wholesale lenders in the reverse mortgage space. So we'll talk a little bit more about reverse mortgages later, but those have a different compensation plan, which allows us to do some unique things. And it's also a way to kind of expand our business. So we'll talk about that a little bit later as well. Another thing that is very cool, we've had this team under a broker model as well as under a retail bank model. And now we are a correspondent lender model here at the Mortgage Calculator. So as a correspondent, there is no max commission cap on any of our deals. So being in both of the other spaces, there was always a commission cap. So that really opens up our opportunities here. Hopefully most of you guys are excited about that. We also have all the options. So being in kind of both ends, the banking and the broker world, now we have kind of the best of both worlds where we can have brokered options if we don't have a loan product for that specific option, such as the CDFI no ratio loans that are very popular right now for primary homes. Obviously, those aren't able to even be correspondent lending options, so we have to use a brokered option for that. But we have every loan that exists. And then as long as there is a correspondent option, we have those as well. So we have a mixture of both broker and correspondent options to cover any and every loan possible that's out there. We have it. Another thing we're very passionate about here, myself and Kyle, we come from a different background. So we come from kind of a marketing and technology background. So we've built companies for the last almost 20 years from the ground up with our own technology, spending our own money on marketing and advertising and generating our own leads at a very high scale. All of our business has been internet-based and lead-based. So we are very passionate about building leads at scale. We do that for you guys. Kyle will show you a little bit more about the different types that come in. But basically, we have all kinds of leads coming in from different sources, different ways for you guys to get them. And we do those at a simple 50-50 split. So we'll talk about the compensation here in a minute as well. Being that we're from the tech space, we're also very passionate about no fees. We hate to be charged a fee to do our job. We are very passionate about that you guys will never be charged a fee to do your job. It is our job to provide you the tools. And because we don't have to pay other service providers to provide you those tools, we have written every line of code from the ground up for our software. We don't have to pay other people and charge you guys other fees. So there are no tech fees of any kind, no desk fees of any kind, no payroll fees of any kind, no hidden fees of any kind, no monthly fees of any kind. There will be no fees charged to you as the MLO ever in any way, shape, or form. A lot of you guys might come from the broker world where they do have to pass on costs, but we've taken it upon ourselves to build everything from the ground up and taken all the costs into the branch ourselves. Along with that comes our proprietary mortgage CRM, which I mentioned. So we've built every line of code from the ground up, includes the basic CRM, which you guys are all probably used to. Not really anything special, but also very much the industry standard there. It does everything you guys need and more because it's built for us by us. Included in there is the dialer as well. So just like every CRM, we have to have a dialer system where we can hit leads at scale that are on different kinds of lead lists. So we have that built in as well. Also integrated into our software platform is the front end, the custom website. So the website you guys are looking at now, everybody gets their own copy of it with all the great bells and whistles. And of course, the 1003 application integrated. So that's really what makes it come together is, you could use any CRM, but our CRM is built from the ground up along with the front end where the customer's coming in. And of course, the back end, we have an API with our Encompass systems and all that great stuff as well. So everything is integrated into our system from the front to the back, all the way through closing. So you guys don't have to deal with 10 different systems to move leads through and move deals through. Another thing we're very passionate about is getting you guys set up with your own leads. So if you guys have your own lead sources, great. We can show you guys how to put those in the CRM. Just like most CRMs, we'll have a different way for you to grab different leads of different types. However you do them, great. We'll pop them in the system. That way you guys can use the CRM for free to call, email, text, do all that great stuff. If you guys don't have your own lead sources, No problem. We can set you up with a lead generation system where you guys can copy our leads that we're generating at scale. And if you don't want to pay a 50-50 split, you can go ahead and put your own budget up, and we'll go ahead and create a lead campaign just for you that are assigned to you. So Kyle will show you guys how that works a little bit later as well. Another thing that I'm very passionate about personally, and our team is as well, is investors. So we've been focusing on the DSCR loans. I know a lot of you guys have probably heard about them. They're very popular now, but we've been doing them very heavily for about 2 years when they weren't as popular. So we're very much experts on the DSCR business purpose loans. And here at the mortgage calculator under our system as a lender, we're able to close those commercial LLC deals, basically, as long as it's an entity in all 50 states. So we don't have to have a license. It's a commercial loan, no TRID, no commercial requirements, no licensing requirements. So we can close those loans in all 50 states. So great opportunity for us. Myself, I deal with a lot of investors personally. So this is a great opportunity where I no longer have to be held back by a licensing footprint, and I can service those clients that are really commercial clients. Another thing we're very passionate about here is the support. So just like we're doing a call right now as a group call, we do Zoom calls one-on-one. Myself and Jose will get with you guys if you're stuck. We'll get you unstuck. We have a live Zoom support room that's also open for people to get you unstuck if you're stuck in Compass or stuck on something, trying to send a quote, whatever it is. And then if you need the actual disclose a loan, we'll do that together one-on-one on a Zoom support call. I'll take over your screen and make sure we get all the buttons clicked that need to get clicked before we send out those important disclosures. So also we have the team calls. So just like we're here as a team, we do team Zoom calls where we do a meeting pretty much every night of the week, a different type of team call. So very passionate about the support, want to get you guys live support, want to get you guys one-on-one support, and want to get you guys team level support as well. Now we'll move on to the part you're probably all here for, which is the compensation. So first, let me just say there's 2 general compensation plans we have, the senior plan and the junior plan. Really what makes the difference there is if you know what you're doing, if you're coming from maybe the broker world where you've done loans start to finish, you've been responsible for loans start to finish your whole life, that's how you do your loans, and you're already rocking and rolling, you already have your book of business, you don't need any help, you just need a system and pricing, great, you can join as a senior loan officer. If you're just licensed, obviously, and have no experience, excuse me guys, let me turn off my company line. If you're just licensed and have no experience, obviously you would be a junior loan officer. But also if you've worked in more of a call center environment or maybe just getting back in the industry, the junior loan officer plan would still be for you. So no problem if you don't have enough experience to take a loan start to finish, but just make sure you join the appropriate plan. So first, senior loan officers, if you already have your own book of business, you're already rocking and rolling, you already know what you're doing, great. We can pay up to 300 basis points as the base compensation. That is on the reverse mortgages or HECM loans, we call them. So 300 basis points is 3% commission. On our regular stuff, the stuff you guys are probably all used to, the conventional, the non-QM, all the regular stuff that I'm used to, we pay 200 basis points or 2% commission. And remember, there's no fees of any kind, so what you see is what you get paid. Now, if you do take a company lead and you close that lead, no problem. We'll fill you guys up with leads all you can take. If that is a conventional or non-QM deal, you would make 100 basis points or 1% commission on that deal. And same thing here on the reverse mortgage. If you take a company reverse mortgage lead, 150 basis points or 1.5% commission. So pretty straightforward, 50-50 split, guys. It comes with all the cool stuff we talked about, all the CRM, everything everybody gets, no fees of any kind. Just make sure you can take a loan start to finish. If you worked in a call center environment where you've just taken the front end application, you haven't gone through the full closing process, then this wouldn't be for you, but no problem. You can join up on our junior loan officer plan for new loan officers or loan officers who are just learning more of the start to finish process. So on this, really the only difference is if we're going to have to help you more and work side by side, it's just a smaller compensation while we get you guys used to the systems. So up to 200 basis points on the reverse mortgages or the HECMs, which is 2% commission. And on the regular stuff, 150 basis points commission, which is 1.5%. That's the conventional and non-QM. And remember, if you take a company lead, it would be half that. So 75 basis points on the conventional non-QM or 0.75%, and 100 basis points or 1% commission on the reverse mortgages if it's a company lead. So pretty straightforward plans here, guys. What you see is what you get. There's no hidden fees or anything of any kind. The next step here is we usually go into how the mortgage software works. We got a little info, but fortunately we have Kyle here live in person who can actually show you guys exactly how it works. So you ready there, Kyle?
Yep, absolutely. Go ahead and stop sharing the screen so that I can. Perfect. Okay, you see my CRM here, Nick? Okay, perfect. Okay, so obviously when you come on board, we'll do full trainings on this, right? I'll make sure you know how to use everything. But what I'm going to do is just breeze through a couple of the features here, right? So as Nick said, we got our CRM here where you take your notes and send emails and texts, and it comes into chronological order. We have the drip campaigns, automated action plans to email and text them automatically, all that kind of good stuff that a typical CRM would have. But what we have that really separates us and is really successful for us is our quoting system. So just to show you here on the back end a little bit, you can get 6 pieces of info from the client. You don't have to pull their credit or anything like that. You can get a couple pieces of info here in our quoting system. Click the button to pull the rates from Optimal Blue, the pricing engine, and get all the different programs and investors that we have for that product that you've entered, that scenario. And what we do is just within 2 minutes, you can spit out one of these quotes and it looks really professional. Let me show you how it looks here. It sends an email and a text to your client. They pull that link up and it looks like this with you in the right-hand corner. It shows them the different rate choices that you've chosen to give them, tells them what these things mean, pulls in the Google map, pulls in the Zestimate automatically, shows them the loan info here, the breakdown of the monthly payments, the estimated closing fees, and of course you here as the loan officer and the realtor here. If you attach a realtor, if your client is already working with a realtor. Now let me tell you, your realtor partners absolutely love this. They know when they send you a client, you're going to not only quote them within minutes, you're going to tag them on the quote so they can see what's going on. And you're going to put them right here on the quote so that your client, their client knows this is my team pushing this transaction across the finish line. Is your realtor partner going to give a referral to somebody who's just never responding, not giving them anything tangible? Or are they going to go with you who can get the person a quote within minutes and send them these nice, cool quotes, and the realtor is on it right here. So it's a great way to give your clients tangible items to be able to see rates without pulling their credit, any of that kind of stuff. Now, one of the coolest parts is they can click Start My Loan Application, and that takes them to their borrower portal that is able to create their password. Let me show you what it looks like from the borrower's end. They have their borrower portal. They can start their 1003 application right here. Nice 1003 built into the system. They don't leave. It's all within our system. It asks them the document type so they can upload the documents. This is a conventional loan, so we're just asking for the basic documents. But if this is a DSCR, it's going to ask for DSCR documents, et cetera, et cetera. So your client can sit here. They can see their loan info and the milestone of where they're at in the process, and they can contact you directly through here. But the main thing is to start collecting these documents, right? Now, let me show you what it looks like on your end. Now that the client has agreed to this, you have your documents tab. Well, look here. You can help them with the 1003. You can help them upload documents. And one of the coolest parts is that you can request documents here through the system. So if we click this request documents, you can say, oh, I need 12 months of bank statements. Let me go ahead and save that. And then now the client knows they have 12 months of bank statements pending that they need to upload. You and your processor can work together here by gathering all the documents you need and the 1003. And let's say this comes through and you say, oh, this came through as a conventional lead, but we're actually going to do a DSCR. We can click that button, apply that, save changes, and now we're only asking for the documents we need for a DSCR automatically, and it emails them and lets them know, hey, we need this, 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 and this. Please click here to upload it on your borrower portal. The other thing you can do is request signatures. So if you need a signature from them, you can say, hey, I need this signature. That comes back into their borrower portal. They can click here and sign it through our e-sign that's integrated with the API. They don't need to go to another page. It just pops up right here and allows them to sign it. And you can also request custom documents, right? Whatever the underwriter needs, blah, 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 I need this. And so you, your processor, the client, we're all working together here to get everything in our system. So you see, we take them from being a lead to being a client that we're quoting to collecting all of the documents all here within one system, right? Now, after we collect all the documents and we originate the loan and we do all that kind of stuff, now it's in our pipeline. And our pipeline page here keeps track of all your loans. Who's the client? What stage is it in? You know, what investor is it with? Is the account executive contact info available? But the biggest thing here is the milestones. right? When you order the appraisal, you're going to change the milestone to not only keep yourself organized, but you're also going to be asked, do you want to send this update to the client and the realtor, if there's a realtor tag? So you can choose whether, I don't really need to send it to them, or I want to keep everybody updated. That sent an email to the client and the realtor, letting them know the appraisal has been received. So you keep yourself organized and you keep the client informed. Now, the number one complaint about loan officers from both clients and realtors is lack of communication. So you see a lot of things built into our system where we're going to battle that and make sure that we as loan officers keep in communication automatically with all of the people in the transaction here. Okay, so that is how we're going to take a lead to a quote, to collecting the documents and then keeping track of it in our pipeline here. So now let's talk about the leads, right? Let's talk about how you get someone in your pipeline in the first place. The first and foremost way that we provide leads is to do our Facebook ads, right? So let me show you an example of what one of our Facebook ads looks like. Super simple, super easy, right? Nothing crazy, but we're very successful with these investor loans. That's why we have, this one up here, because we do a lot of these, right? And you'll see we advertise on Facebook. We get someone to click this ad that's interested. They double opt in to be contacted. The second they submit that, it sends a text message to you, right? It sends a text message to 5 of our loan officers. The first one to click the link gets to claim it and call it within 1 minute, right? We're 391% more likely to convert a lead if we contact them the first minute. And that's what this system is built for. So somebody is clicking this ad, double opting in to be contacted, and you are sent that lead immediately. And that's how this is so effective. And then, of course, we're able to quote them almost immediately, and then they can start their application. And now we're gathering the documents automatically. So this is all happening here within one system and one flow. So that is the first and foremost way we give you. Of course, those are the hot leads, right? The other way that we can provide you leads is through the auto dialer. So our auto dialer here, we have cold call lists, we have realtor call lists, right? So we have different call lists in here where you can call 200, 300, 400 people a day using the auto dialer. You don't hang up your phone. You just click next call, it's going through them. We have the button there to automatically drop emails and text message to them from you, from your phone number, from your email, right? All of that is automated. You just click one button and then click next call and drop the text in the email, and you're on to the next person here, right? So that is another way that we provide you leads. And then the other way we provide leads here is that you can purchase leads. So these same leads that we're giving you for free, when you come on board and you see them, you like them, which you will, you are able to buy some more. So as Nick said, you can copy the campaign that we're doing already, that we've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on proving out these campaigns, and we just copy them for you, right? We don't make money on leads. We make money when you close deals. We don't charge fees. We don't make margin on leads. Our incentives are 100% aligned because we only make $1 when you close a loan, right? So our number one goal is to get you closing loans. Now, when you purchase these, we just run that budget on the ads and they go straight to you. You don't have to compete to claim them first. And of course, there's no lead split on them, right? So you'll see the ones that come in and it'll say, this is your exclusive lead. And that's what it is. And it's just going to only go to you, so you don't have to compete. Now, all of our leads are exclusive. We never share leads. Nobody wants to be the 5th person to call a trigger lead, right? So when that lead comes in through Facebook and it goes to our different loan officers, these are the ones for free, of course. The first one to click it, gets it, claims it, and calls them. That will never be shared with anyone. Even our cold calls. When you call a cold call list, each one of those leads are picked out of that list and are now assigned to you forever. So that's what we're really big on. Notice if you buy leads, of course, as well, it's all exclusive. So we never share leads, right? These are real leads that opted in to be contacted. They're going right to you, and you are able to call them and nobody else is going to be calling them, right? So that's another way that we provide leads. The fourth way we provide leads here is for you to import leads, right? So you are able to have your webhook here, your personalized webhook. So if you purchase leads already somewhere else, if you already like somewhere you're getting leads, or if you want to do your own Facebook ads or whatever it may be, then you can go ahead and use your personalized webhook, import them into our system in real time. It'll text you and email you, just like if it's one of the leads that we're giving you. That way you can contact them, quote them, gather documents in the system, just like any other lead. But of course, it's your lead, and there's no lead split, right? You're bringing your own leads into the system however you want to. So that is how our system works here. Now, let me go ahead and toss it over to Nick, because I want him to talk about our leads. So Nick is certified by Facebook as a digital marketing associate. He's certified by Facebook as a media planning professional. He is certified by Google as a Google ad search specialist. And he spent millions of dollars of our money on our different businesses, right? And with digital advertising, it's really about how much you've done, right? To dial it in. So Nick is very dialed in on this. This is what he does. But I want to have him talk about the type of leads that we get, right? So we do very specific advertising. And so I want him to talk about those lead types and what our niche is here. So go ahead.
All right. So really, I mean, like Kyle mentioned, we do things differently. And as I mentioned at the start of the call, so what we want to do in our ads is just like we do with all our other businesses. We do not like to advertise or do things the same as, the big companies out there. We want to do something different, something in a niche. Something that can be unique. So we do not advertise really any conventional products. We do not want to compete with the big guys, the Rockets, the Loan Depots, all the guys that are spending billions of dollars on conventional loans. We're obviously not really wanting to compete with them. And they're also competing by taking your guys' commission, right? So their business models, all the big retail lenders' business model is take your guys', the loan officer's commission, reduce it to 20 basis points or less, so that they can then offer the same rates, because everybody in America gets the same rates on conventional. There's no secret. And it's just a matter of who can pay the loan officer less. So instead of racing to pay the loan officer less, which is the entire business model of every retail lender out there, we want to focus on things that get you guys paid more, right? We want to focus on things that they're not advertising, so we don't compete with their dollars. But also we're going to advertise products that they're not able to service, such as the self-employed borrowers, along with all of the cool things we do with the investors. So self-employed borrowers, they could apply at, one of the big guys, one of the big outfits. But most of you guys know they're not going to close a loan for someone that owns 15 properties and 6 LLCs like myself, or, anybody else that's a real investor or a real self-employed person with multiple LLCs. It's just not going to work at one of the big shops. So we offer our services. All of our loan officers are very well trained in self-employed income. So we can obviously win those conventional deals. But more importantly, we're able to service clients that are different. So instead of trying to compete with a conventional loan and just being better at doing our job, what we're going to do is we're going to advertise something different. So we're going to advertise a bank statement program. We're going to advertise a DSCR program. We're going to advertise our mixed use 5 to 8 units program that nobody else has out there, or our portfolio program that nobody else has out there in-house, right? So we're going to advertise these products that are unique, that they've never seen. They're going to hit customers that, the big guys don't really care about, to tell you the truth, because they can't close those loans. They don't have those loans. And even if they wanted to do the one primary home that this investor that has 100 properties has, they're not going to be able to do it because the investor has 100 properties. They're not going to be able to do those calculations and actually close that loan. They're just going to kick that away. So we're going to get those people. We're going to provide them the products and services that are unique to them, that solve their solution, their unique situations. A lot of times the self-employed people just need to go with a bank statement or need to go with another non-QM product because it just conventional doesn't work, right? So we're going to get them, we're going to service them, we're going to give them the right product. We have every product known to man, right? If there's a loan product out there, we already have it. And if we don't, we have a brokered outlet that has it, which means we have it. And then we're going to, kill it because our guys are trained well. So we are very passionate about training you guys how to do stuff different than the big guys do, right? We're not really here to train you guys how to call. You guys can all call on your own, right? We don't need to train you and babysit you and look over your shoulder while you're making calls like a call center. What we're going to focus on is teaching you guys how to do self-employment income, how to service those investors, those self-employed borrowers, the people that can't be serviced by Rocket if they wanted to, right? We're going to get those guys. We're going to get them for life. And when I do a loan for an investor and I do 15 of his or her rental properties and DSCR, guess who they come to for their conventional loan? Not Rocket, because Rocket's a little bit cheaper than me. They come to me because I'm their loan guy, right? So I get all of their non-QM loans. I get them with what they need, with what we do best. And then we still, now that we're a consultant and we're focused on the customer and providing the right tool for the job, they're still using me for their conventional. So every investor that I have that I've done DSCR loans, I've also done their primary home, their second home, you know, whatever rental properties they could do as a Fannie, Freddie conventional loan, we're able to still do those for them, but get them through something unique that offers a unique proposition and basically competes in an area that the big guys aren't. So we're out there just destroying it. Every lead that we get is not shopping at Quicken, I promise you that, and is not shopping at Rocket and Loan Depot and all that. They're coming in here seeing a product that doesn't exist in any of those places, asking you questions that those guys can't answer, and you guys will. And you're going to lock them in because you're going to do a loan that doesn't exist at these big retail shops. So it's really the trifecta there. And then, of course, the coup de grace is our rates are the best non-QM rates in the entire nation. So every morning I check, I have 160 lenders from when we were at the broker shop, still got all the pricing for 160 lenders in the nation. We are always going to be the top non-QM pricing as well. So we want to make sure we beat everybody in the nation on those products that we have. So hopefully that sums it up for you, Kyle. Is that good?
Yeah, absolutely. And so just real quick, I always want to mention that even though we do most of our advertisement, about 80% of our advertising typically is going to be geared towards non-QM, because as Nick said, that's the great offers that we are providing. But we end up doing about maybe 60-40, 60% non-QM and 40%, always about 50-50 of agency compared to non-QM. So if you're more into agency, no problem, you can still come on board. Of course, we do conventional USDA, VA, you know, all that kind of good stuff, FHA, obviously. But just keep in mind, most of the leads that we are providing you are going to be non-QM leads, right? But most of our loan officers, their self-gen stuff is obviously you know, conventional agency type business. So just wanted to add that there about the leads. Now, last thing real quick before we open it up to questions, I do want our branch manager, Jose, to speak a little bit. Jose, why don't you introduce yourself, let everybody know about your experience in the industry and how you fit into here to the team.
Sure. Sorry I was late. I was on one of our support meetings to our MLOs structuring a complicated deal there. Which is part of what I do most of the day here is help our senior and junior MLOs structure deals, disclose files. With myself, I've been 26 years licensed as both an MLO and as a real estate agent, which gives me a nice overview to everything that goes on in the business. Met Nick and Kyle, brought them into the business to a meeting of the minds with their expertise in digital marketing and social media and all that kind of stuff. And then we soon realized that we needed a platform that would help ramp up MLOs to speed really quickly. And we basically created the mortgage calculator. And as to give you a little bit of perspective on what that can do for you, with myself being at the time, probably had about 24 years experience in the business, and I saw in my first 12 months using our systems, my loan production went up about 4 times. Mind you, some of that could have been transitioning a little bit more from real estate to loans during the pandemic, but still the majority of that was the systems, the support within the system, being able to find stuff out really quickly, the quoting system, which is so amazing, immediate credibility there because that comes across so beautiful with actionable items. All of those things came together to help me improve my production with 24 years experience by 400% from 2019 to 2020, 2020 to 2021 was about a 50% increase, and 2022 is a little bit of an increase, but I'm really full bore into helping the team with the support meetings, with the file disclosures and all of that kind of stuff. So I really can't put a good gauge on 2022 personal production, but definitely for sure, it will help all of you, whether you have zero experience or whether, like I had when I came into this venture, 24 years experience in the business. It will help you produce. I mean, as Nick stated, our pricing is great. We're perfectly positioned for what everybody else is trying to get into now, which is the non-QM, bank statements. I'm seeing all of these odd characters all of a sudden with a bank statement option, which is not where I think I would want to be sending my bank statement loans to somebody that just started doing bank statement and doesn't have all the nuances. I'm going to say the same holds true for if you go to work for a lender like us who's just getting into doing something, doing that bank statement thing or that investor loan thing. You know what I mean? That's not going to work. So, I mean, take advantage of the economies of scale, join the team, and I look forward to having you all aboard on one of the disclosures or support meetings soon.
Perfect. Thank you, Jose. Last thing here before we jump into the questions is the next steps. So the next step is, and actually I'm dropping the link in the chat right now to sign up at that link, right? And you're going to be choosing the plan that fits you, right? As Nick said, if you already know how to do loan start to finish, most of you who are producing brokers, you know, already do this type of stuff like we did when we came from the broker world. So if you are a senior loan officer, you're just going to click here. You're going to fill out the information there and submit it. It's going to pop up your compensation agreement, the initial agreement to sign. It also sends you an email with it, right? You don't have to sign it right then. Take a look at it. Once you sign that initial agreement, I'm the one that handles all the onboarding. So I'll personally reach out. We'll walk you through the next steps of, you know, filling out your full employment package, getting your documents to HR, and sponsoring your license, right? So make sure you pick the plan that's applicable to you. And then at that point, we will get you going. So with that being said, we will go ahead and open it up to questions here.